lot of persons thought they were going to win, especially with the kind of people who moved into the state before the election. The Senate president was there, governors talk about Okpebolo, and then even Oyetola himself said, I think a week ago now, he said Adeleke will cry on Saturday.
Except Oyetola that you mentioned, the others, the Senate president, the governor of Delta State, was it Edo State? All of them, they were not, they could not vote in Osun. They only went there. What would they do? Nothing. They will only be there, perhaps, yeah, they wanted to intimidate was it the governor they wanted to intimidate, or the...
But they had the federal might.
What is the federal might?
I mean, according to some loyalists of the APC, you tell me.
I don't know. You mentioned it now. I don't know. What is federal might?
In terms of maybe resources.
What resources?
Also, one more point is the fact that they have the president, at the federal level.
Okay, what will the president do to change the result?
I mean, a lot of APC members were banking on that to say we have the federal might, we have the resources.
Yeah, I've heard people say that, but then I actually don't understand what it means. What is the federal might? It's just an English word, federal might. What exactly will it do? Of course, I know the federal government could influence the police, could influence but then I really don't see how these things will influence the results. You understand? Because whatever people will say, I believe that we are actually advancing in terms of our electoral process. So these things this is big 2026, and these things don't work anymore. You can't just be in one corner of your office somewhere and then just order that, declare this person the winner, irrespective of what has been counted at the electoral, what do we call it now, polling unit, at the polling unit, at the polling station. No, it doesn't work that way. So that is why politicians do their best, to bribe the electorate to vote for them, to buy their votes. That's why they do their best to canvass and stuff. So that is why we have all those pre-election violence.
So does it mean APC is beatable with the election results?
Absolutely. They were beaten in, I think, not only in Osun, I think they have been beaten in another state recently. I can't remember. There had been elections, okay, there was an election, a gubernatorial election in Ekiti, where APC won. But I think before then or after then, there had been another election. I can't remember the particular state in Nigeria, and APC lost.
Are you talking about Anambra State?
Yes, Anambra State. APC lost in Anambra. So the APC is beatable.
Where Charles Soludo won?
Yes, of course. Okay. APC is beatable.
But what about, can we use this election to mirror 2027?
Well, people talk of homegrown democracy in Nigeria, and if we use it to mirror 2027, we have to be very careful, because now we're talking about APC losing the election in Osun on Saturday. But did APC actually lose that election? In the grand scheme of things, putting 2027 into the context now. The candidate of Accord Party, the incumbent governor, Governor Ademola Adeleke, before the election endorsed the candidacy of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for 2027. After the election, in his victory message, he also endorsed the candidacy of the president for 2027.
Are you saying President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the winner in all of this? He made
the winner eventually. So I don't think we can use that to mirror the outcome of 2027 election. And one thing is this as well. It still boils down to the fact that politicians underrate the electorate. You understand? Even the governor of the victor now, Governor Ademola Adeleke, could declare to the people of Osun to vote the president, and then the people could decide to move elsewhere. So
so it's not a total win at the end of the day.
What is it?
For the president, because the people might decide not to even vote for APC.
Of course, because it was not fine. They like him. The people like the governor, their governor, but then he does not actually own them. So that is what I believe. I believe that the politicians, they underrate the sensibility of the people. So and that also boils down to what we were talking about Omishore earlier. Okay, fine. Omishore could have endorsed Adeleke, and his supporters, so to speak, may still decide not to go his way. So it is not like people may like a particular politician. It doesn't mean that they will always toe his line. You know, so that to me, that is how I see it.
Okay, still talking, you mentioned votes the other time, and then the reports that we got, some voters even came out, recorded videos, and they said, I collected 20,000, but I used the money for tilapia fish and all of those things, and I didn't vote. Does it mean that, you know, Nigerians are trying to say no to vote buying?
They can't say no to vote buying. What they can do with it is that they will still, many of them will still follow their conscience. You know, vote buying, I don't think it will go away. You understand?
But it didn't work in Osun State, according to some persons.
Yes.
People collected money and still voted for someone else.
It happens, but then I don't think it can actually go away totally. But of course, we know people are now more conscious than ever that, you know, they can get their vote and still not, I mean, they can get their money and still not toe their line. So, but generally, I've been privileged to be in political gatherings. What they do mostly is sharing of rice, sharing of money and stuff. You understand? When I say political gathering, I'm not talking about the place where decisions are made. I'm talking about those ward rallies, what they do. When they bring people together, those people that are going there, they are going there to collect money, to share whatever they shared and stuff. So all these things are part of vote buying. I don't know if you will agree with me though. So I will not say that vote buying will go away, but what I know is that people are now more conscious than ever.